Hello, my name is Paula J. Newman. I am part of Aware Meditation Inc. and this video I'm going to be giving the dealo on what is Vedic meditation and how it's different to other practices. First of all, I'd like to thank you for joining us. Please like, subscribe, put something in the comments. It really helps us. This is a non-profit channel, which means funds go towards the non-profit. The non-profit is designed to bring stress reduction techniques that are not of mind-altering substances, but are proven techniques that work. We are against the woo-woo, and we are against people not being able to really have access to alternative tools that actually work. I know because my story was that I lived in chronic pain and I was too young to spend the rest of my life on pain medicine, and basically my body was adapting to the pain medicine. If you've had that experience or you know someone, please pop that in the comments for me. I'd love to feel not alone. And what's happening, I was building a tolerance. So I was looking into alternative types. I found types of practices that would heal me. I jumped ahead then. And I was looking into meditation and I saw a lot of practices. And when I got to this Vedic meditation practice, that's where my life changed. So I want to give you in a basic rundown how Vedic meditation is different to other practices. And if you're curious about wanting to learn it, you can go down into the description box where I will list access where you can find out other teachers around the world, because it is a practice that's still done in person, although follow-up things can be done online. All right, so meditation, I discovered, falls basically into two categories. One is what's called a concentration technique, and then the second is called a non-directive technique. A concentration technique is what we get on most of the apps. It's where you're concentrating on listening to a voice, you're concentrating maybe on your breathing, you're concentrating maybe on a thought or idea that you've been given. Basically anything you get with the majority of the apps, they're all attempting for your mind to go in a certain direction by you really thinking hard. Then you have non-directive techniques. Now, non-directive techniques are perfect for people like me who have ADHD, perfect for neurodivergence. Doesn't mean the other practices don't work, but my experience, and that's what I'm sharing here, is that I found the non-directive technique just blew me out of the water. What that means is it allows the spaghetti brain to be like that. So you see back here this tinsel that I've got, and you see there are lots of little flecks in the whole channel. Say this is imagination of a thought right here, and in it you've got all kinds of things that spill off, all these little extra bits here, right here. You've got a little bit here. If this is a thought, 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 and this is all about the one thing, which is me. I have to go do my laundry, right? I've got to go do my washing, and while I'm going to do my washing, I'm having a thought here, thought here, thought here, and then I might have a thought about the thought about the thought. That's what it's like living with ADHD all the time. It's no wonder we're all so exhausted. So the non-directive practice really helped because I wasn't trying to make my mind go in this certain direction. I wasn't then sitting thinking, oh, I've got too many thoughts. Meditation is not going to work. What happened here was something very, very different. In this particular practice, I went to someone to teach me how to do it, and it was over a series of 4 days, and I went there, and the first day they showed me videos about how this had actually helped people with blood pressure, and it was a study that was done in Oakland actually, and I didn't really know what was going on, but I was told to bring some fruit and some flowers and a handkerchief, and then I gave a donation for the teacher, and the donation to the teacher was for all of the sessions for learning and the follow-up for as long as I choose to have the follow-up. Basically there was no limit put on it, and I then watched them do this dedication. They whispered a sound in my ear and they basically told me instructions, which is really easy does it. So I did that. I left and I thought, well, that's a bunch of rubbish. I've just spent all my life like looking for concentration techniques, and now non-directives don't work neither. But I followed the instructions like I've done with everything, because I believe unless you follow the instructions fully, you're not going to actually know if something really works or not. It's sort of like saying, I'm in a relationship, but it's sort of open and I'm with someone else. That's fine if you want to do it, but I don't really know if this one is going to work out if I'm not fully committed and I try it. That's me. That's how I roll. And so I did this practice in the afternoon. I had my clock up, I sat there, and I lived in such chronic pain at the time. It was really hard for me to sit up. I had loads of pillows and things, and my arms, I couldn't even hold my arms up like this. Like I couldn't put my arm out like that at the time. It was really, really painful. So I sat there and I closed my eyes and I I followed the instructions, and of course I had loads of thoughts that were happening. They wouldn't stop all the time, and they gave me this sound, this mantra that was what's called a bija mantra. It has no meaning, it's not attached to anything that I could then have, you know, this happen with my brain, right? And at the end of the 20 minutes, I thought, oh, that was wretched. Like, that's not what meditation is supposed to be. I thought I was supposed to be somewhere in calm and living in this bliss. Well, I lay down for what's usually my 3-hour nap because I lived in so much pain I couldn't sleep at night. And when I lay down, within a few minutes, it was so evident I didn't need to go to sleep. Very evident. And so I thought, oh, this is doing something. And then I went back to the next day to find out more about it. And they talked about how you got the practice in. And the following day, they talked about why thoughts in this meditation is okay and how it's different. And then they just started talking about studies that had happened. And I knew that when someone said to me, I'm sorry, you do this meditation twice a day and you don't have to sleep for 3 hours in the afternoon. I was like, yeah. They were like, whoa. And I want to tell you, in that year that I searched and I looked for meditation practices, I had gone to lots of doctors. I had done acupuncture, I had done physical therapy, I had done hydrotherapy, I had done nutrition, I was off of gluten, off of dairy, I had a very strict diet, aromatherapy. I mean, I even tried urine therapy at one point. I tried it all, but nothing affected my physiology like this did. And I can tell you now, 15 years later, having done it, that whenever I get tired, my weakest point comes up. So I still have physical pain. I'm not going to lie. This is no magic wonder. It's myofascial pain syndrome. It's muscular. And when I feel fatigued, guess what? It starts to act up. But I do this meditation and I can just sit in a park bench, or I can do it in the car. You can have a nice chair, sort of sit upright with your back supported. And even though I might have lots of thoughts, I feel a replenishment in me. And almost like I've been rejuvenated in my spine, like the shoulders can go back a bit more. And I'm able to be in the world and I'm able to be more functionable. I can tell you that it did regulate my sleep more. I can tell you that over the years that I've ended up teaching people, taught my mum in a hospital when she was dying, and she said it was awful too. But then she discovered, they came over, they checked her for something that she wasn't aware of, and it turned out she needed a blood transfusion. And to me, the meditation had her wake up that there was something else going on with her. This was more than simply doing a meditation to manifest something that you want. And I'll do another video on manifesting, and I've done some workshops and things about, because people get that all wrong as well. Something deeper is happening here, and I've taught people, business people, as soon as they start meditating, their relationships get better, their money gets better. And I'm not promising that's what's supposed to happen with meditation in regards to the outside world, because that's not what this is really about. But we are so overwhelmed with stimuli and opinions, and basically people separating out with their opinions and not mixing and, you know, communing anymore. That's because we're not in neutral. And what meditation really does, it helps get me back to neutral. I'm not being pulled by the pain. I'm not being pulled by the brain. I'm not being pulled by the ADHD. I'm restored to neutral. And then when I'm in neutral, more possibilities can happen in the world. I feel it really accesses my own personal creativity as well. So the meditation, because it's non-directive, isn't forcing a brain to go in one particular place. It's allowing it to move through. Now in 2014, they did a study. It's a study with the University of Sydney, and it was also from, I believe it was Oslo, and they just put people under MRIs. I love this study because I got to be honest with you, the majority of studies that you will find about meditation, they are paid for by the people who have an agenda to prove that meditation works. And so the University of Technology in Sydney had discovered that when there were non-directive techniques, it actually accessed more areas of the brain, including deep rest. And so now I had some physical evidence of what I knew to be my truth. And if you're interested in learning something that will not only give the body more restoration and more deep rest, but also then being able to click into neutral without forcing or making yourself do anything, you can go down and there is a link there for a free ebook that's called Vedic Meditation Stories, and you can get that if you sign up for the newsletter and then send a note. Then we will absolutely send you that for free, and you have a little bit at the beginning by me, but the majority of it is stories from people who learnt this practice and it changed their lives. These stories are so profound. We're talking about someone who had such depression, they put a gun to their head to try to off themselves, and they had shrapnel and they survived. Then they worked with their doctor, and I taught them the meditation, and their life actually started to change. That with their doctor, they changed the medical dosage, and they now can hold down a job. They now have a family, they're a father. This they attest to purely from the meditation. We also had someone who had a brain, and I'll just call it incident because it was so remarkably unique, and the scar tissue in their brain was diminished, and they believe the only reason was because of the meditation. These are the stories, right? These are stories. It's not light stories, it's truth. And I hope that this video has inspired any of you when you hear so much drama in the meditation world about people did this, people did that. I want you to know that my nickname, I also do comedy, is The Real Deal. Like, I'm here to tell you the truth of what is real, and I've always approached it this way. So if you're curious, please put down in your comments. If you've had a bad experience with it, that's fine too. Put that in your comments. I want this to be a free place where there can be honesty. And if you feel that that's intriguing and you serve a community that is underprivileged and won't be able to afford the meditation practice, our nonprofit wants to go into places and help teach people. We are looking actively to collaborate with communities, to centres, women's domestic violence homes, people who are in prison, all kinds of places where people really want to have a community to learn this. We will absolutely work there, and you won't have to pay a penny. It is part of our outreach program. So I hope this video has helped you. Luckily, you've made it to the end. Please like, comment, subscribe. Please check out our website. And if you feel like you want an outreach where it's not a meditation, we do mindful meditation comedy classes. What is that? Well, if you can go over to the Rise Up comedy channel, you can find out about that. But we put on shows, and I have a special class that I teach people comedy from the intuition point of view and hearing your own voice. And the remarkable aspect is it's not really about standing up doing comedy. It's about standing up, speaking your truth, making people laugh, changing the vibration in the room, and having a great time. So if you want to find out about that, there's going to be a video about that soon. But right now, thank you for your time. And if you want to have any questions about meditation that you'd like to tell me or ask, please just pop it down. I'm here for you, and I wish you the best.